The medical bay of the frontier's edge hummed with its usual sterile efficiency as Dr. Oliver Chen organized his supplies. The human outpost on Kepler 442b wasn't much, a research station with 12 personnel studying xenobiology, but it was home. Oliver had never expected to use his emergency medical training for anything more serious than treating radiation, burns or broken bones from equipment, accidents. That changed the moment Anna stumbled through the airlock. She collapsed before Oliver could catch her, her body hitting the deck with a metallic thud that seemed far too heavy for her slender frame. Purple blood, hemocyanin-based, his mind automatically catalogued, pooled beneath her torn clothing. Her skin shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting between silver and deep blue, and her eyes, when they fluttered open briefly, glowed like twin stars. "Help me," she whispered in perfect English, though her lips barely moved. Oliver's training overrode his shock. He hit the emergency beacon and dragged her onto the examination table, his hands already assessing her injuries. 3 deep lacerations across her torso, a fractured arm, severe burns along her left side. She should have been dead. Whatever she was incredibly resilient. "I've got you," Oliver said softly, the way he'd talk to any frightened patient. "You're safe here. I'm a doctor. Can you tell me your name?" "Anna," she breathed, her voice carrying harmonics that no human throat could produce. Over the next 3 days, Oliver worked tirelessly. He discovered that Anna's biology was unlike anything in the xenobiology database. Her cells regenerated at an impossible rate, but she was fighting some kind of energy-based infection that human medicine couldn't identify. He adapted, improvised, used techniques that would have made his professors proud. He talked to her constantly, even when she was unconscious. About Earth, about music, about the stars. He told her about his sister back home, about why he'd come to this lonely outpost. Somehow it felt important that she know she wasn't alone. Anna woke fully on the 4th day. Oliver was adjusting her IV, a jury-rigged system he'd adapted for her unique blood chemistry. When her eyes opened, fully alert and ancient beyond measure. "You saved my life," she said, sitting up with a grace that belied her recent injuries. "Just doing my job," Oliver replied, checking her vitals with his scanner. "Though I have to say, your biology is fascinating. I've never seen cellular regeneration like yours." "What species are you?" Anna's expression flickered with something Oliver couldn't read. "You truly don't know? Should I?" Oliver smiled. "We're pretty isolated out here. Our xenobiology database isn't exactly comprehensive." She studied him with those luminous eyes, and for a moment Oliver felt as though he were being examined on a fundamental level. "I am Jathiri," she said finally. "Of the Celestial Imperium." The name meant nothing to Oliver. He made a note to look it up later. "Well, Anna of the Jathiri, you're healing remarkably well. Whatever attacked you, though," he gestured to the energy burns, "it was specifically designed to counter your regeneration. Someone knew what they were hunting." Anna's jaw tightened. Yes, they did. Over the following week, Anna recovered under Oliver's care. He learned she was a warrior, though she deflected questions about the specifics of her work. She was curious about everything: human medicine, earth culture, Oliver's motivations. Why would someone dedicate their life to healing others? Why show such compassion to an alien stranger? "Because that's what humans do," Oliver said simply, changing her bandages. "At least that's what we try to do. We're not always good at it, but we try. Besides, you needed help. That's reason enough." Anna watched his hands work with practiced efficiency, so careful despite her alien nature. "Your species fascinates me," she admitted. "You're so fragile, yet so persistent," Oliver laughed. "That's one way to put it. We're like cockroaches, hard to get rid of and stubborn as hell." On the 8th day, the station's alarm screamed. Oliver rushed to the command center where the AI displayed 6 warships entering orbit. They were massive, bristling with weapons, and their design matched nothing in human records. "They've found me," Anna said from behind him. She was fully dressed now in clothing she'd synthesized from the station's fabricator, and she stood differently, straighter, more commanding. "Oliver, I need you to evacuate immediately. Take your people and—" "Not a chance," Oliver interrupted. "You're still recovering, and this is my station. I'm not abandoning anyone." A transmission crackled through. A reptilian face filled the screen, scales gleaming like obsidian, Humans, it hissed. Surrender the Empress Ja'ana, and we will spare your primitive station. Oliver froze. Empress? Anna sighed. I should have told you. The pieces clicked together in Oliver's mind with horrible clarity. The Jathiri, the Celestial Imperium. These weren't just names, they were legends. The Jathiri Imperium controlled a quarter of the galaxy, and Anna, Empress Ja'ana, was known across 1,000 worlds as the Platinum Blade, the breaker of armadas, the warrior who had personally ended the Drakthon War by defeating their entire battle fleet. She was the most powerful warrior in the known galaxy, and Oliver had been treating her like any other patient, ordering her to rest, scolding her for not taking her medications. Oh, Oliver said faintly. Oh no. Anna, the Empress, smiled, and it was both terrifying and beautiful. Your reaction is adorable. I told you to stop scratching your stitches. Yes, Anna said, her voice warm with something like affection. You did. She stepped toward the view screen and her entire demeanor shifted. The grateful patient vanished, replaced by something that made the air itself seem to bow. Krathix, she addressed the reptilian commander. You made a mistake coming here. You're wounded, Empress, weakened. Your intelligence failed to account for human ingenuity, Anna interrupted. This doctor healed wounds your weapons were designed to make permanent. He adapted technology your scientists said was incompatible with Jathiri biology. He did it with primitive tools and compassion. Her voice dropped, resonant with power. If one human can accomplish this, imagine what humanity could do with proper motivation. She touched the console, and her ship, which had been hidden in stealth orbit, decloaked. It dwarfed the 6 warships like an eagle among sparrows. Leave now, Anna commanded, or discover why humans call me friend and you should call them ally. The warships fled. Anna turned to Oliver, who was still processing everything. Thank you, she said softly, for treating me like a person, not a weapon or a title. Oliver found his voice. You're still supposed to avoid strenuous activity for another week. The Empress of the Jathiri Imperium, the galaxy's most powerful warrior, laughed, a sound of pure delight. Yes, Doctor. And in that moment, Oliver realized that sometimes the greatest strength wasn't in knowing who someone was, but in seeing who they needed to be. Humanity had just made a very powerful friend.